Clownfish, or anemone fish, spend a majority of their lives near sea anemones. They rarely venture far away from their home. Millions of clownfish around the world are born in, live in, and die in the same sea anemone. Both sea anemones and clownfish come in all different sizes, shapes, and colors. Generally speaking, one species of clownfish will prefer one species of anemone. For example, the popular Ocellaris clownfish are usually seen living in magnificent anemones and giant carpet anemones. However, after keeping clownfish in captivity, the hobby has found that to a clownfish, anything can be an anemone. They are known to live on powerheads, in the sand, at the surface, on the side of a rock, in the corner of a tank, near an overflow. Basically, clownfish seem to have the natural tendency to pick a home and stick with it. For example, here are the same clowns you were looking at earlier. They started their lives in this tank, being hosted by a couple shells in the far right corner of my tank. Any crabs or snails that would venture too close would get a nip and be shooed away. For hobbyists that keep clownfish, this can be both good and bad. It can be good because, well, it's a cool and interesting behavior. Also, clownfish may not be picky about which anemone they prefer to live in when you have them in captivity, giving the hobbyist lots of options trying to pair different clowns with different anemones. It can, however, be bad if they choose to live in corals that don't really have the patience for clownfish shenanigans. Anemones like this bubble tip evolved alongside their clown guests, and they tolerate their presence. They don't mind being thrashed around by clownfish all up in their business. The classic example of a problematic relationship is when they decide to live in large polyp stony corals that have fleshy tentacles. Clownfish love fleshy tentacles, as their natural home has fleshy tentacles. However, large polyp stony corals like this frog spawn generally do not like to be bothered. They like to be left alone. If you do a Google search online, you'll find swarms of people complaining about how their clownfish are jumping into their corals and their corals are not appreciating it. Sometimes the corals stop growing, and other times they will retract and wither away. The solutions to this are either to hope the coral bounces back and tolerates the clown, or to move the coral somewhere else, hopefully confusing the clown in hopes of forcing it to choose a new home. However, if you don't have an anemone and get lucky as I have, the clowns will choose to live in a coral and the coral won't mind their presence. This is a colony of zoanthid polyps that my clownfish have chosen as a home. They originally lived in the corner of the tank like you saw before. When a clownfish chooses a home, they actually treat it like a home. They keep it clean, they protect it, and they sleep in it. There are even other videos on YouTube recording clownfish feeding their home, which makes sense as the welfare of the anemone is vital to their survival. They will defend their home, especially when spawning. Clownfish are part of the damselfish family and they can be very aggressive. It is not uncommon for clownfish to start biting fingers and attacking other fish. Clownfish have strong jaws and sharp teeth and can often draw blood. Mine are still relatively young and haven't spawned yet, so they're nice to me, for now. Thanks for watching. If you had any strange experiences with clownfish, leave a comment below. And as always, please like and subscribe if you want to see more.